Welcome to Stuff I Never Learned from a Schoolbook. My name's Tom. If you haven't met me before, welcome to the show. It's designed to be a show about people who are learning about their abilities, but every once in a while we have a couple of different special guests come on, and today I actually have two, the innovators, creators, and the all-around wonders of BB3 TV. I got Tom and Dom, and I'm going to go ahead and bring those guys on.
And I am wonderful, by the way.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, brothers? How you guys doing?
What's going on, everybody?
I'm going to fill that up really quick.
Always going to be parental advisor. That's a fact.
That's right. And it's in my box, too.
Right? There's a reason for that. So what's up, brothers? How you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
Thank you for having us on. And for sure, brother, I'm proud of you, man. You've done really good as far as being a host over here at BB3 TV. Your shows are amazing, and you're pushing it, brother. So I'm proud of you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yep, all of us can be found right here. If you're here already, hopefully you're sharing this link out to others so they know to come out and visit us.
Greg, stand by in there too, because we're going to be talking about the grave guys tonight as well.
Nicole says hi.
Yeah, you can't help as being a fellow showrunner. You can't help but to constantly be looking at the comments.
Yeah. Right, it just happens.
How are you?
No, I don't care because I actually had all the banners still up. I didn't even look and realize I had two comments till you said his name. I was like, oh crap, comments. Now that we're done with that, we can throw this bad boy up. The one that Mr. Tom created.
Well, yeah, sort of.
Well,
kind of, sort of in a way.
Yeah.
Good.
Why did it cut? Oh, it shrank all of us. I'm like, why did it cut my camera? That's weird. Oh, it's because the comment is up. That's why.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got it. Sorry. I'm a little out of practice.
Miss Patricia, how you doing? I'm just kind of getting all the highs out of the way right now. Patricia's actually going to be on my show in a little bit. So she's actually scheduled
a little bit.
Me.
That's a different person altogether.
A different person, yes.
You're going to love having Patricia on. She's an amazing guest. You're going to love it.
I'll go ahead and put
this
up, but that's just going to let Tom's head swell. So there you go, Tom. There's your kudos. But yep, there we are. So, guys, tonight I actually have some things I want to talk about. Both of you have shows on your own,
yes,
as well as one together. But you guys haven't been doing that for a while. But I'm hoping you guys will discuss about when that was going to be coming back out. If you guys have plans for it. If not, then I'll just lie about it and say you guys do.
No,
we don't have like a structured plan per se. I think for Dom and Tom's world, it's just going to be at least for now anyway. It's going to be kind of random when we do come on. We will get people to come on to our show as we always have. We will be interviewing them. If you want to use the term interview, I don't really think interview is a good. It's more like a hangout than it is anything else. We're not sitting there with like pre-written out questions and everything. I mean, we have stuff in our head we want to ask, but we don't ever do like a whole list of things. All right, well, this is the next question.
Yeah, kind of like
when you do that.
Yeah. Kind of like now, we're just, I have nothing scripted outside of a couple things I want you guys to talk about. Sorry, I got to say hi to Zhang. She's out there in India.
Joni Mitchell shared us out.
Yeah, Joni, that's my mentor right there.
Joni
is outstanding. She was
I
on my
love
show
it when everybody can see me.
No, and then, she did share it out for us. So thank you very much, Joni.
Tom had said that we don't really have a plan for Dom and Tom's world. I do have a whole list of people that we're going to have on. I think what he's kind of getting at here is we kind of gave up our night, like our Friday night, that we're going to kind of just go on when we want. I know that sounds a little bit like cocky, but we push everyone else first. We're pushing all the other hosts first, so we kind of let Dom and Tom's world go until until we're just ready to come back at a solid date. So we'll just come back at certain shows, and that's good for us.
These two have been working their ass off behind the scenes to get all of our shows up and running on BB3 TV. It's much appreciated. Don't tell you enough, but it is definitely appreciated as much.
Gemma. I said her name right there. I can say Gem. Hi, Gemma.
Gem.
Jam Jam.
Hi, Gem. I am doing my best to actually get onto their show. Hopefully, we'll be able to work something out on that.
You have
She
to be
was
up
going to
really
be
late
on
one
mine.
night.
She was. Oh, that's fine. I don't care. She was going to be on mine, but stuff happened, and she was allowed to go back to work full time. So it just didn't work anymore. So we're going to try to do that. I'm trying to see if I can get on her show and then post it to BB3 TV once we're done.
Yeah, and her
Well, her show is on BB3.
Yeah,
True. Very good point.
and it's on BB3.
I was just kidding. I was just
It's
kidding.
like she comes on at like 5 a.m. our time.
Right.
Right.
Look at that. She's working right now.
She's catching a lot of like a lot of rewatches. So
Yes.
Right.
Yep. Definitely.
Still a cool show though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But so like I said before, I did have a couple things I want to talk to you about. Tom, I'm going to start with you, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
Tom loves to talk about himself, and so we're just going to go ahead
I
and start
do
with that.
not.
So Tom does a show called This is Tom's World. There's the link right there. And Tom, what was that? If you would, go ahead and talk about it. Let us know what it's about.
Sure. It's my YouTube channel. I started this almost 2 years ago, to the day. Oh, actually, almost. We're about like a couple of weeks away from when I actually started it 2 years ago. And my original goal with this was just to traipse around in different wooded areas, show people, because like it was 2020, nobody was really going out anywhere. So I figured, well, I'll go out for them, and they can live vicariously through me as I go through different wooded areas. And if I find stuff cool, if I don't, that's cool too. I talk to people the entire time I'm making the video. And it has now, since then, turned into more of a historical kind of thing. So I like to go to places that actually have history involved with them, and I like to delve into the history. I will go with like a pre-written thing that I write up with my little chicken scratch that I can read, and and I'll give like a brief history of the places that I'm at. I don't always do that. Sometimes it is just about exploring. It has nothing to do with history, but most times it is. My most recent video, I am actually most proud of, because it was the first one that I did that was like a documentary. There's the word.
There you go. Woo. That's almost
Documentary. Where'd that come from? No, it was more like a documentary type style. And it was about like something that is close to my neighborhood, that is the oldest thing in the area. And most people drive past this thing, never even know what the hell it is. I employed the help of a friend of mine to do the narration, and it worked out really, really well. It's done well. It's gotten me, I'd say, at least like 20 subscribers in the time that it's been up, which if you have not done so yet, please go, not now, after the show, go to youtube.com/This Is Tom's World. Go there, hit subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Like that's my next goal. So please help me out with that, and watch my videos too, because they're cool. Because I mean, it's me. So, but yeah, it's a lot of history in a lot of the videos, of the Philadelphia area, the surrounding suburbs. I haven't gone really, really far. And I haven't been paying attention to the comments, and I have to say hi, Steph, because I see you're watching. I love you. There we go. See, that's my main squeeze right there.
Yeah, just so you know, he's not creeping.
It's my only squeeze,
That's actually
actually.
his girlfriend. So
Yeah, you can see in the picture. I'm there. But yeah, it's been a really fun trip with this channel. 2 years. I don't even know how many videos. Got to be over 60 videos at this point. A lot of them take place in the same location, but the reason for that is because in this state park, which used to be privately owned, or at least part of it was privately owned, there's a garden that's left from a private residence. And me and a bunch of other volunteers, we got together. We started digging up all the brick paths that were under like layers of dirt and weeds and stuff like that. And we've recreated partially the garden itself. Now we can't fully bring it back because a lot of the things that they had in there, we can't have in there because it's a state-owned park, and you can only have native plants, non-invasive kind of things. And a lot of the stuff they had were invasive and were not native. But we're trying our best, year by year. We're going through that. We're on our I guess a year and a half at this point that we've been working on it, and we've done everything that we can so far. At this point, from now on, it's just going to be about bringing in more plant life. I have been talking to the park ranger and trying to get some things in there that could make it look a lot nicer. We'll see what happens as time goes on. I do currently work for the park, so I'm kind of limited as to what I can and can't do on YouTube. But everybody there has been awesome. It's called Neshaminy State Park if you want to look it up. So even if you just do a search for Neshaminy State Park, Neshaminy State Park, you'll come across this pretty face in a lot of the thumbnails.
I apologize for that ahead of time.
Well, hey, but yeah, it's been a fun trip, and I am far from done because I intend on taking this channel as far as I can. I've tried to put some links up in BB3, however, people just don't seem to want to click on it in BB3. And yeah, I'm giving you all a guilt trip.
Goddamn puppy dog eyes.
Hey, I've been trained well.
You already had them meet your face in 2 other places, so
right. I mean, we also have Dom and Tom's World, so
correct.
So we'll shift gears a little. Dom and Tom's World. We have tried our best to get as many different types of people that we can on the show. We have interviewed people in the music industry. We have interviewed people in the haunt entertainment industry. We have interviewed people in the acting industry. What else? We had my cousin. Huh?
Wrestlers.
Well, yeah. Well, no, we haven't had them on Dom and Tom's World. Well, yeah, no, we had one, didn't we? Yeah, we had her on there.
Mm-hmm.
We have another one in the wings waiting. We still have to talk to him. He was a little bit more on a national level, I think, at one point.
He was part of WWF at some point. I don't know.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Or the remnants thereof.
Remember now it's WWE. We can't use the World Wildlife Foundation. So
right. Yeah, they got that whole panda icon thing. Yeah. We've had my cousin D and Bill on here, who are part of the Preservation Society for Norristown, PA. They help preserve this one.
I see a little bit.
Mansion. A little bit.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
a little bit.
Tom.
Wait, why are you changing my name, little bit?
Which Tom? Yeah, remember there's 2 of us on here, Dom. Which Tom?
Oh wait, are you Sexy Bottom Tom?
Nelly.
I am Sexy Bottom Tom.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So we know. I'm Sexy Bottom Tom.
Who else have we had on our show, by the way, on Dom and Tom's World? Paranormal Brew.
Oh, did we have Taryn on?
I had Taryn on.
We had her on once.
I had Taryn on. Oh, by the way, she's also going to be on my show again February 16th. Actually, I'm on her show February 16th. So
wait, how are you doing the same? You're both of your shows on the same day?
No, I'm on hers February 16th, and then her and April are going to be on mine in April. I mean, in March. So got to keep all the dates together, man. It's just running all over.
Can't mix them up with Bobby? The names.
But throws me off when people's names are the same as the months. That's what confuses me so easily.
See,
so
it happens. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah,
not me, but I mean,
Well,
that's
why you said the best of us, not you.
Right. See, I'm humble, if nothing else. If you believe that, I have a bridge I want to show you. But yeah, Dom and Tom's World has been quite a trip, and we've had quite a few different people on there. As I was saying, my cousin D and Bill, they're part of the Preservation Society for a very, very haunted attraction that a lot of paranormal teams have gone to and spent nights over and weekends over, called Selma Mansion. So you can go back and watch that. I'm not exactly sure. I'm sure it's got to be on BB3 TV. maybe somewhere in the videos. If not, you can find it on Dom and Tom's World. We have a Facebook for now. There's still a Facebook for Dom and Tom's World, and there's also a YouTube channel, so you can find it there. I mean, this whole past like year and a half really has been quite a trip. I mean,
I don't even remember meeting you, to be honest with you. We talk about that a lot.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact time that we met. I mean, I do know where we met from, but I don't remember exactly when we started talking on our own. And then it wasn't long after we started talking that you said we should have a show. And then we went back and forth with the name, and we just called it Dom and Tom's World because obviously my YouTube channel is This Is Tom's World, and normally my name over here does say Tom's World, but I shortened it to Tom because I usually try to keep the brand of Tom's World. So you could have looked at it as Dom and Tom's World or Dom and Tom's World. So the name was kind of like messing with you guys a little bit, but like I mean it was still a fun name. We had our little casting couch in between us.
Yeah, the yellow one.
That was actually the one that was posted in the first picture when I advertised.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sure was. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a fun time. I mean, when we all know as people that do these shows, even though people think that you just turn the camera on, you start talking. No, that's
No.
there's more to it than that. You have to do
what's
some.
up there?
Speaking
Taryn's
of-
here.
There's Miss Taryn. Hello, Miss Taryn.
Hi,
Some
Taryn.
crazy fuckers. I like it.
All right, Dom, fill in the blanks for Tom. What did he miss?
Really nothing. He's pretty much hit it on point. I mean,
How long has BB3 TV been up and running?
not even a year.
There you go.
Not even a year. It's kind of crazy. Taryn was actually our first host here, but going back to BB3 TV, when we had when we were on Dom and Tom's World, we realized we could do this together. So what we did, I came to him with the idea, hey, let's just start our own network. And we had another person at the time that don't matter anymore. It became Tom and I. And then, that's how we started up. We said, we see everyone else doing it.
That Tom, not this Tom.
Yeah.
This one.
We said, we see everyone else doing it. There's no reason why we can't. And why we can't push artists in the right direction and hosts and people who actually deserve it. So you were once a guest on my show, Tom S.
Correct. Yep.
On the original where I started at. And my reasoning, for bringing you as on a host under BB3 TV was the fact that you had strong structure and you're very easy to talk to. You were able to engage the camera and engage an audience. Yeah, it was the beard. But all in all, like I didn't forget the people that were along on my journey within starting BB3 TV, and that's part of the reason why we reach out to hosts, and then we trust in hosts like Taryn, trust in hosts like actually Tom brought Taryn in. He's like, all right, check this one out, and Taryn jumped on. She loved the idea, and she's been great since. Matter of fact, she's got a really big role in BB3 TV. So
She does.
it's just we built.
We love you, Taryn.
And that's all, as far as talking about BB3 TV, that's pretty much what it really came down to. Is we just knew what we wanted and we could do it on our own. And so we pushed it and pushed and pushed. And then that's what we came up with.
So I am tired of Tom having all this is Tom's World bull crap. Look at me getting called out. I'm getting called out for pointing fingers. There's a finger. Uh-oh.
I'm just waiting to hear what you were going to say after that.
I was going to say, sorry, I got distracted by comments. I was going to say that there's actually something that I want to do that is, that I want to do, which is turn this off really quick. I started a petition for a place that says this is Dom's World. So
I knew he was going there.
I did too.
Oh
I
shit!
was thinking Tom's World. This is Tom's World. This is Tom's World. No. So I'm petitioning. We need to start when it says this is Dom's World.
Hey, look, This Is Tom's World has been around longer than Real Talk with Dom, longer than BB3, longer than all of it. So I have seniority, damn it.
Hi, Mom. Mom's reaching out saying hi.
Hi, Mama. 2 books.
All right, Dom. I want you, because I know that Craig's also on here too. You guys actually do something where you go out and clean graves.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want you to talk about this.
Yeah, my brother and I, Craig Knapp, we started Grave Guys a little bit. I think it hasn't even been a year yet. But
I know
we
it
do
hasn't been a
it
year.
because it hasn't been a year for sure. Yeah, because it was after BB3 TV. Him and I are paranormal investigators. But when we spend our time in the graveyard, he had brought it up. Hey, let's just start cleaning them. So it just started becoming a thing, like a relaxing nature, and we started doing the right thing. Military graves, children, graves from the 1800s, just Freemasons, any kind of group like that. Just going in there and taking graves that are pretty much forgotten about over time. And we go in there and scrub them up. We started with, raw soap and water at first. And then, people started watching our videos. We did a live over the weekend. Truly, we just started doing it because we love it. And we felt like we were doing the right thing. And that's pretty much what the Grave Guys is. So if you guys want to check us out, it's, of course, Grave_Guys on TikTok, and you get to see our work. And we will do a little bit of history on some of the graves as well. Ashley, a huge part of the Grave Guys, helps us out in the background. She does ancestry.com, and she has something else to it, which, we'll pull up the history of what this person went through, what they died from, what they were. Like, one was a sheriff on there, and you get to see how he passed away, how many kids he had, just a whole outlook with what
a sheriff do. like in the 1800s kind of sheriff.
I forget when that one was, but it was like early 1900s, late 1800s. Yeah,
like Western kind of.
I could be wrong there. It was, I believe it was out of Gainesville. So he actually died from a pelvic injury. So not much medical attention back then, but you guys could check it out there. We've done so many. Here we do a lot of Confederate graveyards here because we live in the South. So we have all the Confederate graveyards here. Up north, if we were there, we would do all Union, but we like the history of everything.
Up here, you'd be working on Yankees.
Well, yeah. She was doing research. Oh, so Ashley's doing research right now. He was in a car accident. Okay. So just go over there and check it out. You'll see all the stories.
It's an early car accident.
Yeah, I was going to say that when I went out and watched the one you were doing over the weekend, that was the one thing I noticed is next to one of the headstones was actually a Confederate flag that was waving in the wind. I forgot that where you're at, and I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Oh, that's right. I know where you're at now." So
you can
right below that Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah,
pull up the stories of these soldiers too, what infantry they were in, all that. I mean, it's amazing stories of what part of the war they were in. I mean, it was just great.
BB3 TV is here,
and you're learning.
That's probably Rob. Okay. I'm assuming Rob B3.
It's just nice to learn the history as you're doing it, and then feel like you're doing the right thing for families. I mean, these graves haven't been seen in hundreds of years. Some of them.
Oh yeah. If you guys go out and take a look at this out on TikTok, you'll see just how grimy, filthy they are. I mean, some of them you can't even read, and it shows a lot of respect when they go out there and the care they take and everything else. And they'll go ahead and clean them up to where you can get the history behind them. It's just a really nice thing to do. And me being prior military and still working military, it's, I greatly appreciate it very, very much because a lot of times they're not taken care of.
Yeah.
So the weird thing is, like, I mean, you talk about the history, but like, I mean, I go through a lot of this, as I said in my videos, like they become more history involved. I hated history when I was in high school. I couldn't stand it. I'm like, I don't care. That happened before I came around. What do I care? And now all of a sudden, here I am, totally engulfed in things. I will do so much research that does not even ever make it to my videos. That it's ridiculous. You get engulfed in it. It's like a rabbit hole, basically, that you just keep going down.
My wife laughs at me because I look like this, but I'm a nerd by heart. So I know the history of a lot of things and everything else, and she always gives me crap for how much stuff I seem to know. So our BB3 was actually Bill.
Bill, what's up? You know, when we were doing that live this weekend too, it's kind of like I want to talk to William about that. As William, well, let's chat in the back chat sometime. No, but it was really great over the weekend. When we were cleaning, we had something along the lines of, because we did the lives and you can see them on there. I posted them to BB3 TV, but there was something around the range of 3,000 people watching and telling us how good of a job we're doing and how much they appreciate it. That feels really good. And that keeps giving you motivation to keep going and keep pushing. I mean, it was just an absolute, it was like.
Well, you're getting 3,000 people watching you on TikTok?
Yeah.
You should be telling them to go to youtube.com/thisistomsworld and subscribe.
Well, I do these lives, clean up December. Yeah. Well, when I some graves together. No, I go on there and I promote all of us. I promoted Taryn over the weekend. I promoted everybody. So the paranormal group. So
yeah, you guys just need a microphone.
Yeah, I'd say Dom needs a birthday present.
I will. And it was super windy out there. So I
you get those little fuzzy things on top of
Yeah.
the microphones and
Like a little baby dead cat. That's what it really is in film. So he did. Yeah.
Wait, they actually use baby dead cats?
No, but they in film school up in California, they called it a dead cat, the sock that you put over the mic.
Oh.
Yep.
They call it a dead. Go get a dead cat. All right.
All right.
Here you go. No, I don't mean an actual one.
Not that one.
The shit they come up with in film school, it was crazy. Like an extension cord. They call it a stinger. A little what is that? Clothespin to hang up lights shit. They call it a C-47. They come up with so much crazy shit.
Sounds like it.
So cool. Let me throw that back up really quick before I move on to the next topic. But this is the Grave Guys.
There's Ashley. She's the other part of Grave Guys. She's the structure.
Nobody asked you to defend him.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. She was saying that in retaliation.
What?
I said.
Yeah, and Dom was very cold at.
We were all
45 degrees. 45 degrees.
The wind was crazy and we were soaked. All right.
Oh.
Patricia's yelling out, I watched for the first time, and it is a great thing you do. Any experience of the people on the other side thanking you?
You know, we do a little bit of paranormal investigations after we're done with the Grave Guys. We kind of don't like to mix it out of respect, but we will go in there and do like a small investigation afterwards. Sometimes we haven't done it every time. We've kind of got destinations that we do that at, but yeah.
I did watch.
It was actually 21.
Yeah.
Ashley.
Different cold here?
As far as investigations, Patricia, we did get a couple.
No, I don't listen. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, Dom, but I don't want to hear about you Floridians telling me about how cold it is down there. We haven't gotten up out of the 30s for like a week now.
Right?
And at 40-some degrees, I don't want to hear it.
It was ice on the friggin' ground today.
That doesn't matter to me.
I put the damn thing in the post. I said I could make a snowman or snow cone man.
What, like this big?
I don't know, man. I could.
You just wait. We haven't gotten a significant snowfall yet, but it's going to happen.
It's like a humid cold down here. You come down here next winter.
Oh my goodness.
Compare it. Well,
I
we
would be
can't
down
even
there wearing shorts.
It's a wet.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's TikTok. Grave Guys, Grave_Guys. Check us out. We'll be doing a lot more lives. We really, really enjoy doing the lives. And with that, we'll be throwing up a lot more videos. We have about probably 10 more videos coming up, and we're going to take another opportunity to go hit another graveyard. We're going to hit one where there's a cold case. There's a cold case murder that took place there. So that's a place we're going to do a paranormal investigation after we do a little grave cleaning.
Yep. Yeah, Bobby's one state over from me, and he said it's 5 here right now. So
Yeah, I couldn't deal with 5.
It will be that before, like by the time like my birthday rolls around, which is only in a couple weeks. So if anybody wants to send me gifts, just send me messages and I'll give you my address.
I'm calling that one up, Dom, because that's calling you out.
That's why I was laughing at.
It's always going to Florida when you wear Speedos.
A banana hammock. But yeah, it will get a lot colder here than it is now, and I guarantee if you came up to visit during that time, you would not know what to do. You'd be like,
we had a wind chill here a week or two ago that got us to negative 25 below. So it was a lot chilly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
It gets very chilly in the north.
So Dom, do me a favor, and I want to change gears here and talk about what's behind you and some of the stuff you do and what's in your house.
Oh, that's
All
Jim
right.
Morrison.
The doors, man.
Paranormal Brew.
She just says negative 25.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's why I have
that
the beard. Keeps out the cold.
So this stuff here, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I am a haunted collector. We have another host on here who's a haunted caretaker. I call
We do.
myself a haunted collector. So everyone knows I'm a paranormal investigator. Half of this here is to investigate. The other half is here for my absolute enjoyment. I've got some of the dolls from Kenny Biddle. I have collections from people who has passed. I have a bottle of vodka in here from a friend who pretty much he drank himself pretty much to death, and that was his last bottle of vodka with about this much left in it. So I have that here. He had died that day with that bottle that he bought. I have wallets and other things, but like the dolls here. So this one here, for example, this one here is called Blinky.
Whoops. So, Dom's, you got a J name. She said it's
Actually,
John.
Oddly, John. No, maybe there is something here though, and I'll explain that in a minute. So this is Blinky. This one comes from Kenny Biddle. So I'll explain this. This one comes with a quick story. So Kenny did this real nice too. So he put on like a little piece of paper. I had it in something, a frame once there. This doll is named Blinky. It is the type of doll that will close its eyes when laid down and open them when stood up. According to Phyllis Grievous, the other owner, even though the doll was propped up on a shelf standing, it would sometimes blink its eyes when she looked at it. Phyllis believed the doll had a spirit attached to it and was intelligently trying to interact with her. The belief was solidified after she walked into the room one morning saying, "Good morning, sweetie," and the doll winked at her. Phyllis asked, "You just wink at me." The doll blinked. This caused Phyllis pure anxiety, and she could no longer feel comfortable with the doll in her home. The doll was given to Kenny Biddle. Not long after that, the doll has not blinked for him, even though he has continually tried to interact with the doll. So the doll is with me now, and we do try to interact with it. I haven't really gotten nothing from it, but it does have a story. I do have a security camera on it at all times, this entire shelf. These are all haunted dolls. This one comes from Casadega. This one actually comes from Alaska. This one comes from one of our hosts here on BB3 TV, Willow, her shop. This one has a demon on it, apparently. Willow did not want this in her shop anymore. And I'll tell you what, she does some crazy shit, but she says this one was her most evil. It likes to kick off its boots, apparently with the story. And it does things in a way that brings on slow depression, anxieties, and harm. I have not had a problem. I do keep the boots off it, though. The doll did come wrapped white sage and had a thing with it that I'll keep to myself. And I had talked to Willow about it, and Willow, her only words were, "That is one evil bitch." However, though, that I have had no problems with the doll.
We miss you, Willow.
Yeah, she actually put up a live last night.
I
Yeah.
I watched.
Welcome back, Willow, when you watch this. So
I know you're catching up on all the messages right now, so I get you. So Joni was talking about Dom or about John, and then she said it's something connected to a lighter, matches, or fire. When she talked about the J word, the J name.
Well, Jonas is out there.
Oh, that's true. Jonas is out there. Hopefully he won't try to light you on fire. So.
No, his Twitch feeds are fire, though.
Yeah.
Make sure you go to twitch.tv/BB3TV.
And another connection.
Oh, Mom's calling you out. Dom plays with dollies.
He always did, didn't he? I knew it. He didn't have He-Man. He had Barbies, didn't he?
What do I have that comes from a house fire?
He's totally ignoring that.
And
Yeah, I'm reading the comments.
another connection is also a church.
That's a strange
And then
spelling.
church.
You know, I'd have to go through some of these things. I'm guessing this one would be more of the church deal from Casadega. Just the way they kind of explained it. It's kind of odd that you brought that up.
Now, side note to Kenny Biddle.
Yeah.
All like he has a massive amount of what would be considered haunted items.
Yeah.
None of which have lived up to their legacy. He has been diligently watching, paying attention to all the stuff in his museum that he has in his basement, and nothing has lived up to their legacy.
Yeah, that's true. And I have to get the death chair from him. He's got another chair that's going to come in. Matter of fact,
Jim Scott's here. Wait a minute.
Oh, dude.
Here we
what's
go.
up, Jim?
I was waiting for it.
Notice that.
I was waiting to go like this.
Oh yeah, I got that. I got that piece, that creature. Craig's talking about a piece of wood that does look like a creature. I could get
Yeah.
that real quick. That's just only here.
Wait, Craig's asking you about your wood.
Man, he wanders off while he's getting red. Go figure.
I saw you, Jim. I saw you.
So this is the one that looks like a creature.
Yeah, it does.
It's apparently haunted. I haven't heard nothing from it. I mean, we've investigated
You've
a
had
little
that
bit.
forever.
It's last Christmas. No, Christmas before.
Keep forgetting Christmas just passed. It just went so fast.
Yeah,
Matt,
we're in January, almost February, actually.
You know,
Joni, I'm
Close
going
to February 7th, my birthday. Just let me know if you want to send me
I have
gifts.
to look into this. Matches, cigar boxes.
She also says something with the chandelier hanging lights this way.
that's a possibility for out there. All right, so this room that I stay in, 2 people have passed away in it. I wanted this room.
Matches,
typically.
match, cigar boxes.
We did hang a chandelier out there for the deceased, and we do hear some odd things out there at times. I know Jonas doesn't pay much attention. Excuse me, he doesn't pay much attention to it, but I have heard some things. Can I call? Yes, you could call me anytime you want. I'll send you over my number. So
I can tell you what to call them.
Actually, yeah, Joni, you already have my number. We've talked on the phone already.
I have
So,
a lot of words. That
Text
you
me
can
when you're about
him.
to call. Yep, Craig, you did hang that chandelier. That's true. So I know people like they're not seeing what Craig and I see right now, and but yeah, this place is apparently haunted. And we have a friend that comes over. Well, we have a lot of friends that come over. One actually, she got this feeling. She's an empath. We're actually going to be with her later on tonight, but she's an empath.
Ashley asked if we can add her to the live.
No, not Ashley. Who? She's talking about Joni. Adding Joni
I
to
said
the live.
right. I said Ashley asked if we can add her to the live, meaning Joni.
Oh, all right.
I was reading verbatim what she said.
That'd be.
I just sent her the invite, so my
Yeah,
show.
I mean-
do what I want.
I'd easily talk to her. There's a male.
We're about to have an impromptu.
What was I saying before that? Oh yeah, a girl that she comes over often. We're gonna rep her later, but she's an empath and she
Right,
has
Ashley?
a crazy fucking feeling when she comes in this house. Sorry, I didn't mean to curse, but like there was a point that she took all these dolls and all the haunted shit I got over there, and she ripped them out of the room. She put them in the living room for the night. She didn't want nothing to do with it, so she hung out in the room with none of this haunted shit here. Now she's able to hang out with it in here. She don't let it bother her. She found out some kind of meditation to do that doesn't really mess with her much, but she still gets this feeling in the house. So there you go.
I don't think that per se that haunted items, or if you want to say haunted items, would really bother me.
They don't bother me at all. And Kelly,
I'd be more on Kenny Biddle's side with that.
Kelly's sending me an apparently haunted lamp. So I mean, she's got a collection. Wait till you see her show at the
Is
end
it
of
a
the
lake lamp? Is it the one from the Christmas story?
The Christmas
That
movie. I've never watched that movie all the way through.
Statue.
Joni, I sent you the link if you want to come in. Just go ahead and click on it. Yep. And then we're getting advice. You want $100? Angry dolls, just put them outside in the cold. That will tick them off.
Oh yeah. So Craig, I do remember that. I forget who that was, but there was somebody. I forget it was on one of the shows, but they said that somebody was standing behind me on one of the shows. I forget who that was now.
But I believe it was a psychic who said it.
Yes, folks,
Yeah.
this is what happens.
I know you're on,
The
Jim.
three of us on here just kind of go sideways in every direction you want. We don't really have anything planned.
Well, I mean, you're trying to get to know us, right?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is kind of what we do.
Oh, yeah. This is exactly what I was hoping we'd do. I'm not
Yeah,
going to
man.
lie.
This is apparently a haunted mask from New Orleans. I did a little bit of training out there as far as learning occult. So that's apparently a haunted mask from a witch shop. Yeah.
So would you
Now you just pissed off all the occult people.
would you talk about that right there? That
The Ouija boards.
That's
Well,
signed.
Yeah, I got these.
Well, I wanted to talk about it.
Christopher de Cesare's book. So I got this. That's a 1952 Ouija board. I got that from Brooks Nook. Everyone go over there and check out Brooks
From
Nook.
Parker Brothers.
That's actually not. I'll show you this.
It looks like the same deal.
So, I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful.
It's not Parker Brothers?
No.
Uh.
No. Sweet.
It's a beautiful cardboard box.
This is the back of it, as you can see. You really can't see it that good, but
That well.
Goodly.
I'm looking for the date and shit on it. But yeah, it has the directions on it, and of course the board itself.
You must place the planchette.
We got someone coming in.
Uh-oh.
Pretty large.
Mama Joe White Buffalo.
There's Joni.
Joni.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Don't mind the not view. I'm just home with COVID right now, and I'm like, no, I can't show this face today.
That's okay.
So I wanted
here.
to talk a little bit about what I'm picking up, because I'm just sitting here listening, and it's like remote sensors going off. I'm like, oh my God, this person's got a lot of people in there. Does he know? You know, that's the question, right? So did you want to hear some of what comes through?
Of course.
Oh, okay. So the first thing I pick up right away is like, there's got to be something connecting to a box, and it looks to me like, I want to say it's a small cigar box. I don't know if there's matches in there as well, and then connect to fire. Like, it's a big thing for fire. This either came from somebody who might have passed from smoking, because it just makes me feel like there was an incident or accident and a fire started, and then they show me cigar. So I'm just wondering if it was, you know, due to somebody smoking and falling asleep with a cigarette or a cigar. I don't know. But the other one is, there's a little boy that runs around in there, and he's talking about somebody getting tattoos.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm
So-
planning on getting all tatted up again. But here's what's crazy. All right, so we have a cat here named Salem. Of course, cats play all night long, right? So when he runs through the house, it sounds
Salem.
like a million people running through the house. So I wonder if it's a little boy playing with him.
Probably, because the little boy keeps talking about there's a French connection. So somebody who's French or has a French background, because I keep hearing like a lot of French accent. Now, the other thing he draws my attention to is there's a male there, and he talks about going to the church and then somebody taking belongings from the church. So it's like the church, I don't know if the church burnt down or if there was some problem and the church closed down. Like, I don't understand why this church stopped being a church, but it's a very old church. It's from the 1800s, and they're saying there's belongings that belong to the church that have now been dispersed. So people have bought these items like at a yard sale or somehow came across them. It's almost like they're showing me random things like a church bench, a Bible. I'm seeing what looks like those old style candle holding lanterns that you hang from the ceiling. You know, like inside of a church, those old candle holding. Yeah. And then he's showing me that it moves. And then he talks about this one brown teddy bear you have, and they play with it or they move it.
A teddy bear.
Yeah, it looks like a small teddy bear, a child's teddy bear.
Dom
And
has
it's
a teddy
loved
bear.
dearly and moved. It is loved and moved. They play with it and they move it.
There's like a bear on the couch out there. I wonder if that would maybe with the child out there playing with the bear on the couch.
It might be, but here's the weird thing is
It is
I
brown.
feel like he doesn't stick to one residence. It's like he goes back and forth. So I don't know like how that connects to you guys. But did one of you guys have like a basement apartment that was also used like a studio of some
I
kind?
Not a basement, but I did have an entire house that I used as a studio. And actually, Tom Springer, I actually used it as a place to practice a
Yep.
little bit of
Hmm.
a lot of paranormal and other things. And then I also had a studio there.
Oh,
Yeah, he had me
Now,
take a
okay.
look at it.
Then
now this house did
that
have kids in it. As far we caught them on EVP. We also
yeah.
caught demonic figures coming through because I used a lot of scrying mirrors there.
Okay, so this makes sense then because he's making me feel like that's why there's so many different layers. Remember when I said there's a lot of people? It's like
Mhm.
there's different layers of all of these people that are coming to one place where they don't belong. So it's like you've invited them in. Now, the devil thing, here's the funny thing is they showed me would look like an ancient bull. You know those
Mhm.
old bulls, but it has some Asian connection. So I don't know
Okay.
if it's an Asian demon or what this it almost looks like, you know, the bull on the Chicago Bulls.
I
It
do.
almost looks like that, but the horns are elongated and very,
Mhm.
very large. And there's some Asian connection to this. So it's so funny. Now, the mirrors that you have, is one of them almost like a full length body mirror and rounded or oval?
It was a big square one. They are now since gone, but no, it was actually a huge. I would say. What do you think that was, Ash? I know you're in there. What do you think that was? About 7 foot, maybe
Yeah,
6.
like this is big. And it comes from an industrial building or a huge building that sold a lot of things, almost like a storefront of some kind. And
I,
that literally, he's making me feel like that mirror was like a portal. It
I
literally
actually
was made into it.
I built the one mirror, and then I had another mirror at which I was doing scrying through a spot that this place was apparently had a portal in it. I think Tom Springer pulled that up, and another psychic did as well too. I had witches that wouldn't even go in the house. Um,
Yeah. I don't know if I'd go in there.
I
It's
would
just
find
it's
it there.
so
Nothing messed
busy.
with me, but
I definitely would.
I have seen a personal possession in there once, actually twice.
Hmm.
One was a guy who technically he tried to come at me, and then I put him down real quick, and then he ran outside crying, and would not go back into the house. And he said there was this big, tall, black figure, but that black figure has been seen many times before.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Okay,
and
because like the basement studio apartment is where they're showing me it begins. So I'm not sure if that's when it started for you, but it's kind of like where it begins, like where everything starts to spill out and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But there's a gentleman around. I keep wanting to say John is the name. It's a very short J name, and I would be very cautious because there's a lot of like, how do I say? It's almost like you know when you have two magnets, you're trying to stick together, but they're opposition signs to each other. So it's
mhm.
like this is happening, and in the weird sense, even though it's pushing apart, it's drawing in the
It
attention
is
of
the
other
house you know,
spirits.
Carol. It's the house you know. That's where I was doing the studio, and I did a little bit of research there, 100%. And the new owner there is technically scared to be in that house. And I've picked some things up there. It Matter of fact, Carol, Miss Dolly who was there, she's seen this spirit, and she's seen one of them, and then one of their granddaughters actually seen it as well too, on one of her trips, the tall black figure. So yeah, that
I
place.
wonder if we record right now what we're talking about because I'm hearing the little boy talking over you as you're talking to me.
Well,
Um,
this is recorded, so I could always go back and listen.
okay,
Yeah,
But
because
that,
it's
yep.
I can
I
hear
don't
what
hear
sounds like a
anything
little
now.
boy's voice, and it's almost like he's trying to. So psychically, I'm hearing him, but I'm also almost hearing him completely with my human ears, right? What I'm
and
getting is like this is a brother and sister whose dad, because you got to hide from dad. That's all I know is you got to hide from dad, and they're
yeah,
like hiding in the crawl space of the basement behind this big metal tin. I don't know if it's water that they kept in there, but it's a big tin, and like they keep trying to hide from him.
can you
So
maybe picking something off Tom from the park?
I don't know, but what I'll tell you is that the dad, when he does show himself, he makes me think of. You ever watch the original Wizard of Oz? You know, Mr. Oz was this big floating head. That's how
Yeah.
the father comes around, and you might just see like a big round orb, and it's his head. Like that's how he scares. He likes to scare, and that's what he does.
Well,
Yeah, you guys
I,
have a lot of overlapping stuff.
That
I could,
that that
Sorry.
that would definitely not be anything from the park because, no, no, I know for sure that the people that live there, no, that wouldn't fit them.
but I can say this: the house across the street, where I've learned and what I've seen, I could comfortably say it's the most haunted house I've ever been in, for sure.
Yeah, that's right. That's where I saw the big figure at, in the kitchen at the end of the hallway.
Yep, and we
I,
did that on
I
video.
wonder.
Yep, we did that through video.
I wonder if you did a historical search, at least 100 years, nothing more, and you'll
This is
find
Native
something
American.
there about. Sorry.
This is Native American grounds. You used to find
Yeah.
arrows in this field. I mean, this was 100%. This whole entire thing was once a watermelon field, and then of course, with the tribes coming through back when.
Okay.
So
You know what?
arrowhead.
I just got more stuff as you're saying that. There's a young Native girl under the age of 8 that would have been hung. Somebody hung her from not far from the property, but
That makes sense.
and there's like a small stream running through the back of the building or the back of the house, or used to be there. Don't be surprised if you find information that it also used to hold horses, because I feel like I can see horses in the distance. So I don't know if it was horses that was a stable, or if police used horses and that's where they kept them.
Now,
You know how
now
back
that
in the day they used to use horses for police?
that
That's
being
what I
said,
see.
though,
That
a
might be
lot
fun.
of the area around here was also Native American.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like in the
Okay.
Philadelphia area. Like I mean,
And they keep
Most
bringing
of-
me to the front of the house that shows me there's like a small tree that was planted that today would be, if it's still there, a very, very large tree, like a spruce tree, a Christmas tree. It's some small tree that was planted so long ago, and it grew. And then they're telling me there used to be bushes in the front of the house. I don't know if it's roses because it's not yet bloomed, but there's some kind of flowery bush. So I
Is
would
that
look into that because that
So
I'm not sure. Like I said, it's overlapping, but they're showing
Monster.
it to me.
well,
Sorry, they're overlapping and showing it to me, and they're saying that this place here. So there could be a lot of different energies coming all at once. But the young Native girl is telling me there's water stream that used to run there, and then she shows me the front of the house. So that's where the bushes and flowers would be.
I mean, if it were related to me at all with that park, there is one particular tree that I come across quite a bit when I'm walking through the trails. That is monstrously huge, like thick.
Huge. Yes.
It's nowhere near where the house was. That's related to what I do there, because this is all like 339 acres of land.
Yes. This is large
but-
land, what she's showing me, but I just don't know
but-
how it correlates.
Not only is on the Delaware River, but it's also along the Neshaminy Creek, which feeds off of Delaware River.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Yeah, there was a big tree out front, but it was planted. I don't know when it was planted. I don't know if you can see the screen, Joni, but there was.
Oh yeah, I can just see it.
And there was flowering bushes, but everything has since been ripped out. Like everything is gone.
Right. Well, this would be something she's showing me because she wants to validate, because she's still around, that little girl. But that little girl's separate from the other little girl and boy. So there's
Okay.
3 children's spirits that I'm communicating with right now. But the brother and sister are one set, and then the little girl's another. And the little girl's an indigenous girl who was hung. That's all she shows me. And I think one of what she's showing me, somebody else brought a dog into a business. You know, usually like you work in an office, people don't bring dogs in. And she's showing me like somebody brought in a dog. It's not something typical people would do. And she was very excited about this. She was like, I love this dog. It almost makes me think it's like one of those big poodle dogs or big poofy dogs. So she really loves it. She thinks it's like a big teddy bear.
I'm going to go out on the limb here real quick. I
Sure.
wonder if you may be picking up something from a little girl that we've maybe cleaned her grave. What if you could think of a letter of her name, like a starting letter, what would it be? Because I have a name in my head right now.
I actually get two names. I get one with an S and the other one is a K.
Oh, I had a K. I said K.
Kathleen or Carrie. There's a K name that I'm picking up as well. Kathleen or Carrie, or there's a K-A name. But the S name is something I don't feel is first name. I think it's last name. The S name.
I was thinking of the name Emma.
No, it's too long. The name that I'm getting seems longer than that. And it's like, I don't know if it's Kathleen or Catherine. There's like a K sounding name. And then the S I get it's almost like Samson or Samsonite, or it's a long S name. I'd have to focus a little bit more on it. If
Wait,
it's possible.
Is it my last name?
I don't know what your last name is.
Santasero?
Yes, it's long like that. Yes.
Okay.
So this person might be trying to connect to you.
Yeah, I could say so many things, and I'm just not gonna.
Say it. What are you worried about?
It's the only time anybody referred to Dom as long.
All right, Joni. All right. So what are we trying to connect here? Let's connect these dots.
So what's happening is you have a lot of different energies that are all overlapping, and they seem to be connecting to some of the artifacts you have, and then it becomes like a string effect, like a string with pearls on it. You got different things all connecting to one, which is you. So you've got like a trail of these energies that all walk behind you. They follow you. They connect to you. Where you got them, I'm not sure, but they all connect like pearls on a string. Do you know what I mean?
I do. I have been told before that, yeah, I guess I am. I kind of an empath. So animals are drawn to me, as you saw. Like, I hung out with an owl the other day. I have a lot of things are drawn to me. So I wonder if just my connection to the universe itself. I don't know.
Could be. So the other Tom here, not Tom S, but the other one, how do you connect to the month of Aries?
I'm Aries.
Oh, okay, because I'm getting the ram and bull. Just so you know, Tom's above Dom in my view on the phone.
Well, I am in the stream too, by the way. I'm just saying, he's down here.
Yeah. Okay, so you are set up the same way I'm seeing you. Okay.
The same way we are.
Okay. So yeah, you have a lot of like artifacts that I think you're drawn to. I'm not sure how or why, but I can tell you do have a lot of spirit activity, and they all overlap, and they're excited. Like they can't wait to get out and start chatting. Like I'm interested to go to all of you, but especially to Dom. Dom is where the connection starts. So I'm excited to like kind of have like a review of this, Tom, and just hear the spiritual voices overlap as we were chatting.
Yeah, like as soon as we're done, it posts, so it'll be out there to review basically right away once we're done.
That's awesome.
And you can go over an hour, so you know.
Oh yeah, I have every time.
Yeah, that's right. Nobody else is on tonight.
Never gone.
And you have the two owners here, so we can tell you.
So as long as they bless it, like I care about their permission.
That's right.
As long as they bless it, then it's fine.
I do have some things from that house that was given to me, so I wonder if that's connecting too. Before they left, they handed me an elephant from the house that was very meaningful. So I don't know.
How do you connect to Ed? This is to Tom and Dom, because I'm not sure yet who it's coming through, but there's an Ed name coming through. And then he talks about there being an adoption process or adopting other people's children, because it's like there's a family unit, but it's like blended.
I don't think I've ever known an Ed in my life, and I'm trying to
That's funny that you say that, because I know an Ed, but he's not passed, and he's in a blended family.
Okay, is his mother in spirit? Because there's a woman coming through talking about this. She's a mother figure.
I believe she has passed. I'm not 100% sure. He's one of our friends that I golf with and hang out with sometimes. But yeah, he's a black man. His wife's white, so they're a blended family. She's from.
Was he also a policeman? Was he in the service or police service?
He worked for the military.
Okay, perfect. Then this is connecting to him then. So you see
Okay.
how funny Spirit is they like to really try. They're like, okay, everyone's here. Let's try and get everybody in one shot.
Right.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Unless you guys wanted more.
I mean, keep going.
Did you want to ask questions or anything?
Let me see
So,
this
you
thing.
know what? We're just we don't have any real structure. So Ashley did post out though. My mom was.
Wait, let me reiterate. We do have structure. Damn it.
Well, the three of us do not have structure on the show right now, and that's perfectly fine. And that's how I wanted it. So shut up and let me read this. Ashley now stated my mom
Tell
was
me to
adopted.
shut up. I am the owner. Damn it! Don't tell me to shut up.
Shush. Her name is Catherine, and my maiden name is Stroop. Interesting.
See, I actually had a really crazy
Tell me to
something
shut
with that too. Like as she was scouting one of the graveyards, she actually came across her family there. Now, Ashley is directly connected to me, so I wonder if it's coming through for her too.
It could be. Spirit will take the opportunity. Think of it this way. It's like a long distance phone call. They haven't been able to use a phone in however long, and all of a sudden there's the opportunity. So they'll take it and share as much as they can in every way.
And in that, yeah. Now, I'm actually kind of curious about something. You talked about the bull, the demon.
Yes.
Is it
so with
something?
this well, no. What they're doing is they're showing me that this is what Spirit wants you to see.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if this is, 100% demon, because my thoughts, views, and opinions might be different than your own.
Right.
So the way Spirit shows me things based on my experiences and what my understandings are of this, right? So when they showed me this bull, it was not, for me, it was more like, hey, let's scare the crap out of this guy. What can we use?
Yeah, I don't actually feel scared.
You know what I mean?
I'm actually quite comfortable with it. So that's why I'm kind of getting at. So I wonder if it was in the form of the din or the citri.
I'm not sure what either one of those are. Like I said, I don't really kind of go into that stuff, but it's not that I don't follow it or look at it. It's just I don't know a whole lot of it. But what they did is they showed me what looked like the Chicago Bulls, sign, the picture, the image, except the horns were a lot more bigger and the mouth area was much longer.
And I wonder if it's connecting that symbol, because that's my favorite NBA team.
Oh, wow. It could be. I mean, they're going to take experiences and things that I understand and share it to me so I can share it with you. Sometimes I don't understand it, but I share it anyway. And when I do, it's only because you would understand it.
Sure.
So they're sharing this. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's to validate. That's what I would take from this. It's just to validate that what you see is actually being validated, because there's me. I've never met you before. I've never sat with you before. And the image that I'm getting, you understand this, right?
Sure. I'm going to be rewatching this show as well. Taurus Zodiac. Well, an Aries is a Ram too, so I don't know. But I'm gonna go back and rewatch the show, and I'm gonna take a lot of notes and try to link some things you were talking about. I'm gonna see if I could spiderweb it all together. Talk to my mom about it too, because if we're talking the long name Sanacero, she might know an Ed. She might know.
Your mom's here. She could be commenting.
Yeah,
she's not, but she could be.
Well, I'm here. I'm happy to.
So, I mean, it's kind of, with William there too, I wonder if you're connected to the entire audience. So, I mean, it's 100% possible.
We're signed into a lot of people right now.
You're not
I
connected.
could be. I could be. And the simple fact is like when I myself, I do shows. So when I'm doing a show, I always tell people, be prepared that messages will come in. And maybe some people, they're like, it kind of fits. And other people are like, oh my God, sounds like they're talking about me. And it's quite simply the fact, like, Spirit will take the opportunity to share as much as they can. So what you hear, if it feels like it sticks to you, it's for you.
I've actually heard a lot of people say that throughout time. I've known a lot of people that have had gifts or whatever, and I've actually gone to see.
There's an answer.
Yep.
I've actually gone to see John Edward, which I will not normally admit outward, but he said very much the same thing to the audience, that that like any individual message might be for somebody else, but it could also apply to you, kind of thing.
I have no problem
Well,
with
yeah,
that.
it's because that spirit will see like there may be some commonalities, but they really want to get their message out. So it's what, I'm sure you've heard before, it's called piggybacking. Do you know what I mean? They're really trying to share that message. And sometimes it's easier to just get 3 different people who are trying to give the same message in one direct way. At least they know for sure their message has been shared. Whereas if I had to take one and do individual, we'd be here a lot longer. Right?
Right.
So it's kind of like, let's get our, 2 for 1 deal and let's go.
Now, I
Well-
will say that when I went to see, not to elongate the conversation at all, because it's far beyond me to ever do that.
Right.
There was sarcasm there if you didn't catch it. But when I went to see John Edward, I was only going to be there for my mom, basically, because she was very into John Edward at the time. We're talking back in the I guess like the early 2000s or whatever, when he was like really popular. When he had his own show and all that. When I went there that morning, and I know this is going to be really far-fetched for anybody who's ever watched me on any show, but I was a little hungover that day. I wasn't driving, so I didn't care. But when I went and watched him, I swear to God, I saw what looked like almost like an invisible force field around this man that I could see.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was just me. I thought it was because I was hungover. And back in the early 2000s, Yahoo groups were like a big thing, and my mom belonged to a Yahoo group for John Edward. I found out I was not the only one that saw this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It totally blew my mind. I'm like, wait, whoa! Somebody else saw that too? I thought it was just me. I thought I was just messed up. I didn't know what was going on. But like, apparently he does some kind of like, or supposedly he did some kind of like a pre-ritual thing where he would like protect himself.
Yeah, it's more or less like an aura grounding. You're grounding your aura. So people who are sensitive enough, you're able to see what's almost like an outline or a blurry image around the person.
It was, and I've never
Yeah.
seen that before. I've never even experienced anything paranormal
I do it all the time.
in any way, shape, or form, or spiritual or anything like that. But I saw that, and it blew
Yeah.
my mind for a minute. And I just thought, you're just hungover. You don't know what the hell you're seeing. But then when I saw those messages, I was like, whoa.
When I was a little
Yeah.
girl growing up, I used to see that around people all the time, and certain people had different color or different size. Somebody who was very young in age might have a more brighter orange, thicker band around them, where an older person might have a softer pink or purple and very thin. So I thought that was normal, and I used to talk about it all the time until my parents one day were like, "Oh, you're so colorful. You're going to be a great writer one day, an artist." And years down the road, somebody mentioned to me, they're like, you can see auras. I was like, what the heck is that? And even doing what I do, I was like, what the heck is that? And somebody had to teach me what that meant. And I'm like, oh, well, damn, I've been seeing that since I was little. I know all about that.
Right.
I just didn't know other people didn't see it, or
This was
didn't
the only
understand it.
time I had ever seen it in my life, before or since then, really. And it was clear. There was no color. It was just clear. It looked like a cellophane, basically, for lack of a better term, like cling wrap or something like that. That was just like smoothed out around the outline of his body.
Have you been able to see it since?
No.
Try one time if you can, when you're in the bathroom or at a mirror, and stand like you see your background now, how it's very plain. You want a plain background wall, and just stare into the mirror, but instead of looking at your face, stare at maybe your forehead or your nose, and let your eyes gaze slowly. You will slowly start to see an aura band around you, because right now around you I see a lot of soft white and then soft purpley pink. So
Is
it's
that
white
good?
first, then purpley pink. Yeah, it is actually. It's very
Okay.
soft, energetic colors. But you see, everybody has their own interpretation of what those colors represent. I was told there is a color wheel. This is what it means. That's it. And I'm like, well, maybe that's your take on it. But for me, if I see someone like, for example, Tom's got a lot of blue and green around him. When I see someone with blue and green, usually means somebody who's higher education or learning things. And then spiritual growth means teaching or learning spiritual things. So if I saw
So
somebody like that, yeah.
he's
Well,
higher
right now,
educated, but I'm a better person though because I have.
no. I mean, like higher education, meaning like they're doing higher studying into this spiritual
No,
stuff.
no, I got.
Right?
I was just
So,
being funny.
yeah.
I've seen my aura. I'm curious. What do you see around mine? The color. Want to see if it's along.
Right
the
now,
same-
there's a little too much around you in the background for me to get a clear, precise. You know what I mean? Because there's too much going on behind you. But I think if you stood behind a more blank canvas, I would say immediately what's drawing me to you is more like a brown.
Mm.
He is full of shit.
He is. That's the problem. That's his biggest problem. He's full of shit.
I've been I don't know. I've been told that there's like a reddish, a blackish around me, like the darker ones.
Yeah, this
don't
red
know.
would be more like a brown red. It's very muted. It's not very bright red. It would be like what's that like brick color? It's like that
Like
brown
a
with a little
blood
tint
red
of.
kind of.
Like a yeah.
Like a maroon.
It's more like brick. Yeah, like brick color. It's like a brownish red. That's
Like
what
kinda-
I'm seeing.
Kind of like the red that we use for BB3 TV.
On the symbol, yeah.
Well, that would be too bright of a red. That I that's not how I see it, but it could be. I mean, every day they say it changes, right?
That's actually not our. That's a brighter red than what we use. What Tom's
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
in the comments that's a bright red. Like with our
Yep.
names and everything, that's a brighter red than we use for
You can
BB3.
kinda see it in
The
flag
flag,
behind
the flag up here is more what we use for BB3.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
It's more like almost like a blood red, and it wasn't intended to be blood red, but because all right. Backstory. when we made the image for BB3, which some really talented guy made. I don't know who it was, but somebody did, and we put it on a plain red background, kind of like how our name tags are. It just didn't look right. It didn't flow as far as what we were looking at. So we had to go with like a darker red, which is how we ended up with like what the flag is there. Because it looked better with the darker red than it did with the bright red over here.
Right.
So, I mean, that's
Long story short.
actually short story long.
Yeah, short story long.
Semi short, whatever.
Yeah,
Again,
so
Even my- If you don't mind me asking, Tom, did you at one point have a dog that looked kind of like a mix between a Labrador and a Pit Bull?
Me?
Yeah.
Actually, it looked like I did have a dog that looked like a mix between a black lab and a beagle.
Okay, because there's like a black lab looking.
But he was like-
stocky.
Yeah.
Because there's a male with you and he's showing off the dog, and I'm just like, I wonder if that's his dog. So he's telling me
Yeah.
like, yeah, let him know the dog's still here.
That's Rocky.
Oh, that's so cool. So talk
So
to
I grew up
Rocky because he hangs out with you.
I dream of him often, and yeah, I see him all the time. I mean, not visually, but
Yeah. Well, you know what? That's the thing is a lot of people don't understand is when psychics or mediums are communicating with spirit or receiving messages, they think that we're seeing them all the time with the human eye. And I'm like, for that's not very common, doesn't happen very often. More often than not, they show us mental images. So it's telepathy in the way they communicate, and they'll show us images.
I might even have a picture I can bring up of said dog if you were
Now-
seeing him.
Joni, I dream of the dead all the time. I also wake
Yep.
up to things talking in my ear. In my head going to sleep, I can hear conversations going on. I know people would say, "Oh, you might be just fucking crazy," but like I'm listening to things like from the past and shit like that. Like I hear it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's
Well,
me going sleep
Well,
state, dreaming.
You've identified already as empathic, right? So
Yes.
what's so far outside of that to say that you're not also a medium? Because the reality is that we're all born with abilities. That's the one thing I try to teach so many people out there is to be born without abilities is like being born without a heartbeat. We are
Right.
all given abilities. It's as we grow, the abilities start to become muted because we're living our life, right? But as you grow, the difference between someone like myself and let's say, the guy next door is growing up, my abilities didn't mute down. They just stayed open. For somebody whose abilities muted down, all you really have to do, it's kind of like brushing off the dust off of a bike and start riding your bike again. It's just about practicing and paying attention to the things that come through. So the first step I always tell people is pay attention to your dreams, because those are the first signs that spirit's communicating with you. And more often than not, when you're starting to fall asleep, your subconscious and your conscious mind are no longer struggling or fighting with each other. So now you've got the door open and spirit's coming in going, hi, how are you, Dom? And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, who is that? And then the minute your brain goes, who is that? It's kind of like you shut down for a minute. So they always tell people when you're in a semi-conscious state, you'll often hear what sounds like a radio being turned on, or somebody closing a door in another room, or hearing someone call out your name. That's the other side, right? They're coming through and they're able to communicate because your subconscious and conscious are no longer fighting.
Especially since I'm training with different routines now, as I'm learning the different stages of lucid dreaming. This is actually, I'd love to talk to you about this because it's actually getting pretty intense. It's kind of crazy. What the hell was I getting at there with the
Only
with
you
the
know.
with the spirits coming through with the lucid dreaming. Sleep paralysis happens a lot.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean this is a back chat we could talk about too.
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing actually a few people have asked me recently was, and I mean like the last 2.5 months, this became a big topic again. And I've seen it kind of come and go. It fluctuates, this conversation. But I've had experiences with that. And my thing is yes, there is a scientific term. We can have sleep paralysis. I am the first person that wants to rule anything out scientifically when possible. But when we can't rule it out, then we have to look at the unpossible or impossible, what people call.
Right.
So sleep paralysis, if we are able to rule out that it's not something scientific, it's not chemical, it's not your physical body, the next step is that you have somebody in spirit coming in and trying to communicate with you. And whoever or whatever it is, that experience in itself, it's sitting on you. It's almost like paralyzing you, but it's not to harm you, it's to keep you still. So you ask yourself, why? Why would they do that? So what would you do if you saw a spirit come in your room? Most people jump up and take off. They're like, screw this, and they flick a light on, right?
Well, what's crazy about it too is as I'm working with the binaural beats going into lucid dreaming, when I'm in that state, sleep paralysis often happens. But when I realize that I'm comfortable, I'm able to almost walk around the world, if that makes sense. Like you're no longer there. You're like you float away. So it's like that comfortable stage before, the paralysis with the panic. What's going on? I can't move. And then when you give in and be like, hey, William, let's get together and talk. Have a great night, my friend, for sure. And thank you for being here.
I can't find the picture of that dog. I'm sorry.
But don't you got like a little toy, Tom? Anyway, with that, like once the sleep.
Wait, what are you saying, man?
I thought you had a toy of the dog. Didn't you have like a little one to just show the structure? I thought you did.
No. The dog I grew up with that she was talking about. I actually do have a picture of him on my Facebook, but my Facebook pictures are not loading quick enough.
Oh, well. Anyway, it's just kind of one of those things with the sleep paralysis when it happens. When you become comfortable with it, you kind of are free.
Well, for sure. I've told people when you start separating yourself from your physical body, this is the biggest thing. A lot of people always want to do the astral travel. I'm sure you've all heard of that. And when they have that experience, they get nervous and scared and they kind of jolt back into their body. And I'm like, if you can get to a place where you're comfortable and you're no longer holding that fear and you're willing to expand and do that travel, you'll be surprised how quick it is that you're able to start traveling the universe, going around the world. And then you start to ask yourself, is this really happening or is this a dream? And the more you start doing it, I start giving people exercises to do while they're doing this so that they can validate, like, I actually did it, right? So one of them would be go visit a family member. Think about them when you're in that space and say, you know what, I want to see them, because as soon as you think of that person or that place, you should astrally be there within a blink of an eye and be able to visually see what's going on and then report back to them the next day and say, hey, were you doing this at this time?
Right.
So that's the best way that you can validate. But yeah, with spirit doesn't have any like constraints like we do physically. All they have to do is think about it and they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny worked with me on this a while ago, when I first started coming into realizing what I had, and I told him my biggest problem was the fact that I would see something, but I could not focus on it very long, and that was my biggest problem. And so she had me baby step my way into where I used to be able to see like just a tree line or something simple, but then she had me take my time and work with that, and then focus on making it larger, so I would see more of the land and everything else. Well, I was doing that. I've been doing that, and I've actually done really well with it. In fact, I even told her about one of the astral travels I believe that I had out to space, which was really cool. That still sticks with me. But now I'm trying to do it with people as well. And it's very hit and miss for me right now, but I'm still working on it. But that is something that was really cool that she talked to me about.
Joni, I want to talk to you in the back room, not necessarily tonight. I know you got things to do, but this week I want to talk to you about something I am working on that I don't want to bring up on live.
Sure, not a problem.
Now everyone's curious. I know it's all going to be in the comments. Oh, what the hell are you doing now?
Who are you talking about, man?
That's good. It's good. A live with Dom and Tom episode. That's all that is.
Hey, look,
A lot of people, will talk about the astral sleeping and lucid dreaming. I've looked into it a little bit of research, and this is not what I'm doing, but a lot of them are trying to connect to UFO alien.
Right.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I have some of my own experiences that I have shared very loosely with others, but right. I have had several visits here, and actually I was doing something here at home. It was almost a year ago, and I heard the hum, and I went running outside because the last time I heard the hum, I was visited. So when I heard the hum, it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I ran outside and I actually threw on Facebook Live because I had no other way of capturing or recording it. And I wanted it to be where others could see and hear it. Mm-hmm. And I had other people jump on during the live, and they said, yes, we can hear the hum. But the minute I took 2 steps off of my front yard, the hum disappeared. But I walked back onto my grass, the hum was back. And it seemed to be centralized and focused right in the center of my grassy front yard. And there's no scientific explanation where else the hum was coming from, but everybody could hear it. And the hum was so deep, the bass of it made my window panes rattle in the living room where I was sitting when I first heard it.
Wow.
So believe me, I've had some experiences where I've shared with others, and I'm like, they already at the risk want to throw me in a rubber room. Why not tell them everything I've experienced, and then they can decide.
Well, I've seen 2 UFOs. One came in the shape of a really, actually Craig was there for this one. He didn't get to, I think he got to see it from the back porch. He might've, but it was in the shape of a really like an orange, like fireball going across the sky. It was late. Wasn't even late. But then the first one I've ever seen was in the shape of the triangle with the 3 lights, but it was a blacker than a black that I can't explain. And it was silent and running so smooth through the sky. It was absolutely insane how smooth this thing ran. Now, was it aliens? I have no idea. It is essentially a UFO to me. But it's something I've never seen before, and I don't think I'll ever see that thing again. That black figure running through the air. Yeah,
that's something else that I haven't really talked about either. But Joni's talked to me about that. We think we're tied together somehow that way. So I'll just leave that open. I'm about to click on that.
We'll talk about that. Yeah, Ashley, we were just talking about Tom's dog visits. So yeah, I mean, Joni, you believe in that, right? Afterlife for animals?
Of course.
Yeah,
I have been visited by that dog so many times in dreams and stuff like that. I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Well, they say that,
and I grew up with him, so
Well, they say that when we astral travel in our sleep or in our dream state, oftentimes, if we had family pets, they will accompany us, right? Mm-hmm. And to those of us who never had, so there are some people out in the world, although I think they might be crazy people for growing up without a pet. Right? But they grew up without a pet, and they're like, well, I don't have any pets, but I keep dreaming about this random cat or this horse or this dog. And I'm like, well, because the animal world still integrates with us even in spirit. So yeah, it's possible when you have your dreams, you're going to have an animal come help you out. They kind of walk with you. They're like your guide or your helper. So oftentimes it's a family pet, or it's just an animal that works with you even though you never had a pet.
Is it possible it's like another like a past life kind of thing, or
It could be. It could very well be. I mean, why not?
are those things possible, do you think?
Of
Past
course.
lives? Yeah.
I've had past lives. I mean, the last few past lives that I can remember. Well, let me talk about my last one. My last one was more in the Victorian stage, and I was a pig farmer.
Look at me doing a segue.
Right? We can totally segue into this. This would be awesome. But yeah, I've done past lives, and I think the earliest one that I can remember, the last one I can remember, I was a pig farmer, and I was a man. In my opinion, from my experience, and this is just my experience, I believe every life we live, every time we come back, we interchange our sex. So in this lifetime, Tom and Dom and Tom, you guys are all born male in this lifetime. Your next lifetime, you'll be born possibly female.
So then our last past lives, we were possibly female, which would explain a lot about Dom.
Yeah.
A lot about Dom. Oh, a lot.
Well, I tell my husband, I said, I must have been one hell of an asshole back in my last life as a husband to you, because in this lifetime I'm the wife, and here I am doing extra work. The house chores. I must have been one hell of a ass back then, and said, "Come on, woman, where's my dinner? It's 4:00." Now I'm paying for it.
I hope I don't have to come back to this world. Shit.
Right. I mean, you were already a bitch once. Why would you want to be it again?
Well, yeah, shit.
I mean, this time around.
Oh, I don't know, Tom. I'm paying attention more to the other shit.
I know you're trying to be serious, but I'm not letting you.
With Ed,
Not doing
with
it.
the mom saying that was her grandfather. I'm trying to piece it all together still.
Well, that's why you're gonna have to play it back when we're done.
I mean, shit. First you were a bitch, and then after this life.
See what you did, Joni.
I don't know.
I didn't do anything. Come on.
All right.
But
Well,
you guys
cool.
know how to get a hold of me. You know where I'm at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joni, I'm gonna be thinking about this because I'm gonna go back and watch the show a few times actually.
Yeah,
I
I'd like
gotta-
to hear the recording of it too, because I'm not great with the whole EVP stuff. I've
Yeah.
never been that kind of person, but I'd love to know what you guys pick up, because at one point we were chatting and I could audibly hear with human ears outside of the psychic ear what sounded like a little boy, and he was humming. He was trying to say something. But it's like, if I'm focusing on his voice physically, then I kind of miss out a little bit what he's saying spiritually.
Right.
So it's almost like you're trying to hear two conversations at once. Which one do you focus on, right? So I was focusing completely on the psychic connection, but as soon as my ears audibly heard the little boy as he's over talking us, I was like, oh my God, we might be able to hear him. Like, I got to tell them, So hopefully we'll catch it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything myself, but.
Well,
And
you
I'm wearing
just-
earbuds. Well,
you just hear your own self talk in your head, so
I know, man.
Oh, no,
I'm,
you
I'm
man.
so freaking.
I would assume it'd pick up in this microphone if it
yeah,
was here.
pick up something.
So yeah, we'll have to go back and check it all out. Yeah, that's you kind of got me thinking right now. So I think we should leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a good place to kind of wrap up.
Well, before you do, let me talk about this story that's an hour long.
That'll be
I'm sorry.
This is Tom's World episode.
That would be This Is Tom's World. Yeah.
Well, I won't keep you guys, so I'm just going to say thank you for letting me jump on. I really
Thank you for
appreciated
being
it.
here.
Yeah,
It
thank
was
you.
awesome.
Yeah. We'll
So
talk again.
I'll leave you guys to it.
Appreciate it. Much love, lady.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right,
All
so
right.
yeah, that was fun. I like when things we just kind of take a left turn.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah,
and,
that's got a lot to look in. That's actually that's Carol right there.
Is
She
that her
was
name?
actually from across
It's
the
weird
street.
that it says Carol and that's her name. That's strange.
She was owner of across the street of the most haunted house I've ever been in. So yep, I let her know about a lot of that. So it was
Well, welcome, owner across the street.
well, she's in Michigan now. They had recently sold, so
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
such
welcome,
a new-
former owner.
such a
across
new
the street.
people now. But I mean, this was fun. And then, you know, with the adventures, with, you know, coming into all this with the ghost hunting, I did write those two poetry books. So you get to see what I was talking about with the citrus.
You still work in the 2 books.
Well,
Couldn't
I'm
figure that-
trying. It's actually kind of funny. I'm trying to actually push in because when I brought up the din and the citry, you can kind of see what I was doing a little
I'm
bit.
sorry.
I actually, hey, asshole, I haven't brought that up in a long time now, have I?
I know, but it was just so funny that
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
Then I'll just mute him. Don't worry about it. I'll just mute Tom.
What's up, Diane? That's my good friend right there. She's one of my great friends. But yeah, that was interesting.
man.
I'm
No,
glad
look,
you
I
brought,
unmuted myself.
I'm
Dang
glad
it.
you brought Tony on. So yeah, thanks, Tony.
Oh yeah, no, I already sent that out to her when she started hitting on people. I was like, look, when she started just hitting on everything that was going on, I'm like, I'm just gonna have her come on here and talk.
Yeah.
That's a much simpler way to do that with her.
Two books stays true to his name.
You're damn right. Deuces.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping the show. But first off, I do want to remind everyone this is Tom's World.
Yes.
YouTube.com. This is Tom's
Subscribe.
World, one word.
Go
Subscribe,
subscribe,
share,
like.
get that out there. It's actually
Hit-
surprisingly enough. Surprisingly enough, as much as Tom has done on this show to try to damage it, it's really a good show that he does out there in the woods.
Yeah. I try, man.
It really is. I really do hope that enough people share this out that he hits his mark of 1,000 people, because it's definitely worth it.
I would love that.
It's historical. It's very entertaining. It's knowledgeable. It's historic. You know, like I said, it's just history all rolled up through Tom.
In the Philadelphia area, where our country was started, damn it.
It's very good. I would recommend anyone to be able to go out to that thing, take a look at it. And like I said, share it out. Also, I want to give a shout out again to the Grave Guys. This is Craig and Dom.
Did you just say this is Greg?
Grave Guys.
Craig.
You said this is Craig.
Craig.
No, you said this is Craig.
No, I said this is Grave Guys with Craig and Dom.
No, you said so. Grave Guys. This is Craig and Dom. No, there is no. This is.
This is Craig and Dom. Grave Guys.
No, this is Tom's World, and then there's Craig and Dom.
And then
That's
there's
different.
and then
there
there's
is no this
and
is
then there's
there.
This is Dom's universe, as someone
Oh,
recommended
fuck.
earlier.
No, we
Go
don't
that
need
way.
to hear
Now
that.
I like that one too. All right.
Do not inflate his ego
All right,
anymore
so
than he does on his
Thanks,
own.
everybody.
write
Appreciate it.
that one down. Keep saying grave guys. Grave_guys. You damn right.
This is Tom's World. This is Tom's World. This is Tom's World. This is Tom's World.
Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. That's right. Ashley keeps saying it. Grave Guys on TikTok. That's right. Got
This
that
is
one
Tom's
going.
World on YouTube.
So, also, I have one more shout out that I want to throw out there.
This is Tom's World on YouTube.
Oh God, Christ.
Dom has a friend out there with a backstory.
yeah.
I don't know if you want to share or not, but
No, just a good friend.
she is going for the to be in the, I believe, the cover, right,
Yep.
Is
Inked
it,
magazine.
is it
for Ink
Is it-
magazine.
Petro or Petro?
Sarah Petro.
Sarah Petro.
It might be Petro. I've called her Petro my entire life.
But this is
I'm
the
just
book
asking
right
you
here.
because it's your friend, man.
and it's one of our
Oh,
host
Jimmy
friends.
loves us.
So I would love to have her get votes through us.
Mhm.
So go out there, vote and share.
Yeah.
It's a daily vote and share.
Yep.
So go out and vote and share every single day. Share it out as much as you can. Greatly appreciated.
You will find her link on the BB3 TV site as well.
Correct. She's out there on the BB3 TV. There's the
You know,
BB3 TV.
as well as finding the links for This is Tom's World on there that nobody clicks on or watches or anything.
Right. No one knows about that
Yeah.
one out there, but
Yeah, I
love
know.
YouTube. So, and then of course, Ashley's got to throw out Tom's what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as cool as Dom's universe, but But guys, I really want to thank you for being on. It was a really good show.
Let's just keep
despite
piggybacking
Tom-
off of Tom.
despite
Why
Tom.
not?
being on here. But no, it was. Oh, look at that! You even got someone saying that they watch you. Look at that. Mom even said she.
Well,
watched
I know Mama Two Bucks watches me because she actually comments on my lives, unlike her son.
Usually, well, yeah.
Oh, now you really got called out. Look at that one. There's my wife calling you out. So shut your pie hole.
Look, damn it. Don't make me come there for you either, tough guy.
You should be more afraid of my wife than you are me. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, look, man, I'm not afraid of anybody.
Also, I'm gonna throw this out there too.
Yep.
This is Tom's World.
Yeah,
YouTube and
our brother Chaos Unright at scurryface.com. Group D out of Texas. Chaos Unright. He's going for what is it? He's going for the haunt.
So it's KAOS, not CH. It's
right.
KAOS.
KAOS.
Yeah.
Unright. Yep.
So go to scurryface.com, SCURRY face.com. Make sure you vote for Chaos Unright. And then once all the other Unrights are up there, make sure you vote for them as well.
That's right, Squeaks.
Right now, Chaos is the only Unright that's up there.
Yep.
But the other Unrights will be up there in the weeks to follow. So make sure you can go there. You can vote 4 votes per day per IP address.
Okay.
So, from each of your devices, whether it be your computer, your phone, your laptop, whatever.
Yep.
So make sure Unright.
The Chaos Unright one, you can actually vote 4 times a day.
Yep.
So get out there and do that voting as well.
And subscribe to This Is Tom's World on YouTube.
All right, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna talk about the next show coming on.
All right.
Really appreciate you guys coming on. I will definitely talk to you behind the scenes later on. But you guys have a great night. Much love. And
dude.
See you guys later.
Thanks, brother. You're doing a great job here.
Thanks. Appreciate
Awesome. Love you, brother.
Later.
Love you. All right. So that's the show for tonight. Yep, went a little long, but that's okay. Next week, I'm actually going to have my paranormal investigation team on, Dimensional Encounters Paranormal. Here's our link right here, facebook.com/dimensional encounters, all one word. Feel free to come out and watch us Monday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, just like we do here every Monday. But I'm going to have on pretty much everybody on my team. I'm hoping is going to be on here. So I'd really like you guys to come watch. I'm going to try to throw up some video clips of some of the stuff that we've actually recorded, and you're going to get to talk to all of us. We have empaths, psychic mediums. We have a guy we call the preacher, and we also have a witch that's with us, and she is fantastic. So Joni is on our team, but she's kind of a distant call in when we need her. But you'll meet everyone else who is actually part of the Dimensional Encounters Paranormal. Again, like I said, feel free to come out and take a look at our site. You'll see our videos out there. We actually will be having some more come up this year. We're already planning out this year's investigations we're going to do. We're trying to do about 1 a month, so they'll be popping them out there too. Feel free to take a look. Other than that, much love. Appreciate you watching. Please share. And we will see you next Monday. Thank you.